Happy to be entrepreneurs. I must say that the fact is that I don't think there's a single entrepreneur who's ever had it easy. The struggles of an entrepreneur. First of all, when you're starting out as a startup founder, as a startup CEO, you have limited reach. Very difficult to reach a broad audience. Nobody knows you. There's no brand to speak of. Paid ads are not really a great option because, firstly, that they're like a ventilator. As long as you use the paid ads, they give you results. The moment you take them off, the customer acquisition goes to zero. And more importantly, going with the times. We live in times where today data and security are very, very important. And anybody who's endorsing, a paid ad model is by default somebody who's promoting a data invasive, expensive and sporadic kind of strategy. And I think this will slowly, get faded away. This will slowly fade away into oblivion. We all hate the ads, but why are they there is the question. As an entrepreneur, of course, very low or no organic marketing. Nobody really knows you again, and you don't really have a voice. Difficult to stand out from the crowd and compete against large incumbent companies. And end of the day, it's a lonely journey. Founders find themselves struggling alone during the entire course of starting the business and scaling one. Of course, if you're lucky, you might find some good people to do it with you. But for most people, it's a very lonely and many times not so rewarding journey. So how do entrepreneurs cope? What do we do? Most entrepreneurs are looking at various multiple platforms, be it for hosting webinars, be it for customer communication, team collaboration, selling their products, for promotions and marketing, customer support, analytics. So it's all over the place, right? So there's a plethora of tools out there, and especially now with AI, is there just like an overdose of tools, right? We live in absolutely like we don't need half the tools out there to get started, and that's the fact. Cluttered data. They say that data is the new oil, but unfortunately, it seems very sticky and not very well refined. Data is generally stored across multiple platforms, and this leads to inefficiencies and a lot of errors. Disappearance of third-party data. So all of us, not us, most companies rely on 2 or 3 large digital platforms for their customer acquisition. And the way that these customers are acquired are probably not the most, I would say, honorable, right? We all know how invasive it is towards data privacy, especially in a post-cookie world. Once we see more ad blockers coming in, a lot more regulation, we will find that there is absolute, complete disappearance of this whole third-party data. It becomes very important to have first-party data going forward for every business, and that is going to be a real big asset there. And the worst thing is that it's very, very difficult to craft delightful and proven customer journeys. We think that hybrid is about the office, or who's in the office, who's working at home, or video conferencing. It's really not about that. A business exists if the customer exists. And the question that we ask all the time is that how have we made it really easy for customers to actually adapt to this hybrid work culture in the office? And that's a tough one to answer. And of course, there are very limited engagement tools, right? Today, we are still getting by with things that we just found in the pandemic, be it messenger apps, video, scheduled video meetings, team collaboration apps. But none of this makes the cut. There's absolutely, there's no way today that a person, a founder, a CEO, an entrepreneur can actually have one place to run his entire hybrid operations, his hybrid business.